What is a stressor? A stressor is a stress-causing event.
COVID was emotionally stressful during the lockdown. My family would fight because we were in close quarters. I was very stressed about people being around other people and how it impact my work and having to take time off, and then also caregiving for other family members who are high risk and worried about bringing it home to them was really stressful.
Finals week has caused me significantly more stress, especially since most of the students in college are online right now, because a lot of the finals are not conventional finals. And if you have like 5 classes like I do, and you have 2 regular finals you have to study for, but then you have 3 projects in place of the finals, it can be even more time consuming than just studying for the finals, which can take like few hours, but these projects can take up to like 10 hours with all the research involved, with essays, with all the preliminary work, etc.
I've realized that with the amount of stress that I've developed other health issues like high blood pressure. I'm in my 40s, and due to stress, I've had to be put on blood pressure medication and really monitor that and try to not only medicate but focus on ways to help lower my stress levels.
Health psychology focuses on how our physical activities, psychological traits, and social relationships affect our overall health and rate of illness.
I feel like I am more stressed out being a type A because people drive me crazy when I have things to do, and people are just in my way or not doing them as fast as I want them to do them. Yeah, I do get a little stressed out on that. So.
As a person with type B personality, it still is easy to become stressed over like schoolwork or hobbies and what needs to get done, but I find it easier to like come back. Whereas if somebody gets stressed and then they just pile on top and add more things to their stress, I find it easier for myself to stay relaxed, stay focused, focus on what needs to get done and how to handle these certain situations. Whereas it isn't hard to become stressed, but for other people, it's harder for them to bounce back. And I feel like myself, it's easier to recuperate and find my way back from the stress more than just letting it all pile onto myself. So yes, I may have stress, but it's easy to come back from it. And I know like everything's going to be okay, and it will all work itself out in the end.
Okay, so I think the thing that brings me the most stress with work and through my work is just not being able to control other people, because I know that I can control myself and my actions and getting all of my tasks done, but you can never control like who's coming in and out, and also like your coworkers. Even you could put a certain amount of trust in them, but you never know what's going on in their life and when they may call out and leave you alone, and it could bring a lot of stress. And I think that's what it does, is just not really knowing who will be there and who you can rely on, and that can cause a lot of stress. Like on busy nights, if somebody calls out, that is like the main stressor for me, and I notice that I get like a lot of anxiety.
As a college student, I do feel like sometimes that papers and assignments and all the essays that teachers give do cause me to feel burned out, because especially through the pandemic and being online, teachers can just all pile in just a lot, since it's just like it's all at a click of a button for them. They just think, oh, one more assignment won't hurt, one more essay won't hurt, it's online, so they make it harder and try to take as much time as you can, like as much as it would be like if we were in their classroom. But if all the teachers do that, then you're just getting a lot more work than you normally would in other years, and it just feels like you're under a lot more pressure with less access to the professor.
I think I get burned out really easily because, so yeah, I think it burns me out a lot because it's just a lot of work, and I feel like some of it is really unnecessary, and like if I'm already getting burned out now, how am I supposed to do college? It's just making me nervous, and I'm only a freshman, and I'm already like stressed out and stuff, and like it's just a lot. Plus a lot of students have other things outside of school, like sports and stuff, and like if they play like an instrument or anything, it's just a lot. And I think teachers should give less work, because I think work is important, but not when it's too much and you have no time for yourself. And I think students should have more time to figure themselves out and what works for them, and have time to focus on their self and their self-worth.
Concept number 3 is coping.
So being part of a team has helped me cope with stress in a lot of ways. So as a softball player, just being on the field already relieves so much stress. Being around the environment of teammates as well helps so much. Like, you go out there and like, I want to be with these people. I want to work with them. I want to play with them. Like, it makes you happy. It's what you want to do versus something that you have to do. So if I'm having a bad day, I'm going to go to the softball field. I'm going to be with my friends, and it's all going to be fine because I like these people. I like being around them. And your teammates know you. Like, they know when you're having a bad day, so they're going to try their best to help you with whatever you need, and just talk to you so the stress isn't through the roof. And it's the team structure that helps that. Like, team bonding is perfect for that because you get to know people and you get to learn how to help them. And it's kind of like a safe place to be. Like, if you're struggling in a classroom, then you go hang out with your teammates on the field, and it feels like a whole new world. Like, you want to be with them, and it makes you feel comforted, makes you feel wanted, and takes your mind off of the stress with whatever you have to do. And even if you come back to the stress after you're with your team, it gave you a little bit of a break to regroup yourself and realize that everything's going to be okay and you can get through it. So being part of a team definitely does help cope with stress and definitely bring the levels down rather than just getting in your head and letting it all take over.
When I get stressed, I take time and pray and think about ways that I can improve my actions so I'm not as stressed. Sometimes there's nothing I can do because you can't always make people happy. So I just try to reflect. Sometimes I'll just open the Bible and look for a verse that maybe speaks to me or helps me. I also have friends and coworkers that I can reach out and say, pray for me. And sometimes just sending out that message, really you can find comfort in. And then also when you're in church, you'd be surprised how often a message is sent directly to you in your time of need. And just taking that moment and having quiet time and praying and letting all of your emotions out does help.